Hello, lovelies. It is the eve of Beltane, also known as Walpurgisnacht. Tonight it's a halfway point between spring and summer. So this is the mirror evening to Samhain or Halloween. It's the halfway point between those two Sabbats. Um, and Samhain being between fall and winter, and here we're between spring and summer. So tonight, just like Samhain, the veil is thin. The guides, our spirits, everybody is close at hand, if you will. And so I've pulled some cards from our Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle, and we have three cards that have come out, which are just, I believe, just so fitting and so perfect for tonight and for the essence of today and Beltane tomorrow coming back into the light. That halfway place to, it's like that more towards summer than we were towards spring kind of idea, right? So there's the life, the prosperity, the fertility, all of that abundance. So for our cards today, now there's one card that came out, and then we had the bottom card. And as the deck stopped, it slid open to a third card. So we're going to do all three. And we're starting off today with the first card, the Oracle, or it's just called Oracle. The word for this one is the spirits. And the poem on the bottom: spirits of other worlds, tell me tales of the unknown. Tell me tales of the forbidden. Now, what this card is all about is essentially a feel. This doesn't feel like you should reach out. This feels more like you already have reached out. You've said the prayers, you've asked for assistance, you've asked for guidance to whomever resonates with you, whether that's, God, Allah, Buddha, whether it's your guardian angels, your guides, your ancestors, whatever resonates with you, you've been asking, you've been calling out to. And with mirroring the fact that tonight's energy and the veil is being so thin, this card is coming through to say, we've heard you. So whether it was a thought, a feeling, a breakdown, a moment where you just said, please help me with this card is coming through to confirm that that request was heard. This card speaks about guidance coming through in symbols in nature, different quiet thoughts, those little whispers you almost brush off. None of them are random. Those are the this is the communication that's coming through. And so if you're sitting there asking yourself in a nonchalant kind of, well, what is that a sign? Yes. If it's something that makes you question whether or not it is a sign, there is the sign. That is it. And so this card is coming in to say, especially with tonight, the veil is thin. 333 on the clock. When I say that, they've heard you. Not only have they heard you, they're asking you to keep asking. Now, the bottom energy of this deck and the bottom of this reading, this grounding energy, is inner power. Now, the word associated with this inner power is unleashing. The poem with it: let it be known, no will or desire is more powerful than I, embodied. This card is coming in as it kind of grounds this whole message, right? Because yes, you can ask for help. Yes, you can receive guidance. But this card is saying you're not separate from the magic that you're asking for. This isn't just they will fix it. This is you calling back your energy. This is you reclaiming your will. This is you deciding, I'm done carrying this the way I have been. And sometimes it looks really simple on the surface. It's things like cleaning out your closet, getting rid of clothes and things that you've been holding on to just in case, moving furniture around, just physically changing out your space, ending something quietly without needing a big moment. So releasing it. A meditation I had this morning with this the veil and being thin. As a pagan ritual, what they used to do is burn two bonfires, and they would walk the cattle between the bonfires as a way of purging any energies that are connected to them that would be negative to said herd and the community and so on, right? So what this card is saying is that you have this inner power now. You've called in for assistance. You've got it. Now, doing something with it will require you to purge and burn and get rid of the unnecessary. Now, to allow for bringing, to have the space to bring more in. And that physical representation could be purging your closet of all those things that, well, I'll have to lose like 5 pounds and I'll get to that. But you don't want to be attached to the person you were when you were able to fit in said clothes, because that person wasn't able to hold on to it for very long, in that there were things, attachments, there were beliefs or agreements that led you to a place of having to hold on to. And so this is the time to stop holding on to purge yourself of that, whether it's clothing or physical things in your space. If you've been holding on to furniture or items, appliances, whatever, it's time now to purge that out. Energetically speaking, it's time to call in and ask for assistance in cutting off energetic ties and allowing the symbolism and the energy of a fire to burn those ends, cauterizing those ends, creating not that you're getting rid of the fact that you have a memory of a specific experience, a specific, how the memory of what you did the last time you wore the dress, or the last, the emotions you had of love towards that person that you were connected to. Cutting off the energy and cauterizing the ends is not about getting rid of that. It's not taking away the importance of. It's allowing you to remember it, but just like the way rope kind of mushrooms on the end when you burn it, it allows you to remember the emotions that led to the happy place, but to bring it back and not allow you to continue down the road of seeping your energy to something that no longer serves you. And so whether it's cleaning out the closet, emptying the garage, whatever it is physically in your realm, this is asking you to do that purging, because what it'll allow is to make more space, to make space for you to not only keep that energy to bring it somewhere else, but the space to add more clothing that suits the person you are now moving forward, or that job that allows you to express yourself now moving forward, removing the attachments you had to something from the past. It's you saying, I'm not waiting to become someone else before I live my life. And the last card that we slid through, the in-between energy, that liminal space, is asking you, morning dew, this is stillness. The poem on the bottom reads, what stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring? This card is that part that might be a little bit frustrating for some, but um, because after all this, after asking, after releasing, after taking the action to purge, this card is saying pause. It's not a pause that's happening forever, and it's not because nothing is happening, but because you're in this transition stage. And there's a tendency here to want to rush the outcome, to fill the space immediately, to prove that the release worked. And this card is saying, sit with it first. Because right now you're changing who you are. There's something really important happening. When you release something, whether it's a person, a version of yourself, an identity, an attachment, there's a moment where it's just gone. And that space can feel freeing, but also a little empty, a little uncertain, maybe even a little scary. Like, okay, I let that go, now what? This is where I want to bring it in a visual example that came in really strongly. It's like I said, it's like that cutting the cord, right? That cauterizing. You're trying to be able to remember and feel, but it won't pull you into that same loop. It's allowing that loop to end. Because what we often do with those loops is we remember someone, and that energetic tie is also attached to feelings of unworthiness, of not enoughness, of whatever the case. So by cauterizing, we're allowed the memory of the experience without that path that follows from there, that loop that continues. So that's what this reading is really asking for today. It's not to erase your path. It's not to pretend something didn't matter. It's to say I'm releasing the version of this that keeps taking from me. So for the collective, this can look like finally donating the clothes you've been keeping, for when you become that version of yourself again. It's letting go of something that still has value, but no longer fits your life. It's stepping away from a pattern that keeps pulling you back emotionally. Clearing out physical space so your environment actually reflects how you want to feel. It's not because any of those things are bad, it's because you're not meant to anchor yourself to them anymore. So if there's a piece of sacrifice here, it's not to sugarcoat anything, but sometimes letting go feels like grief, uncertainty. What if I need this later? What if nothing replaces it? That's real. But this is where the energy of tonight comes in, because on a night like this, when the veil is thin, when you're supported, when you're calling your power back, you're not releasing into nothing. You're releasing into space that can now receive. So this message is not let go immediately, move forward. It's ask for support, release what no longer serves, call your energy back, and then sit in a space you created. Let it settle, let it breathe. Let yourself feel that openness, the lightness, and even that uncertainty. Because that space, that's where the next version of your life has room to land. And you'll know when it's time to move, because clarity will come back. It's not forced, it's not chased, it just returns. So if this finds you tonight, this is your reminder. Speak to your guides, trust what you're receiving, release whatever you need to let go of, and don't rush what's unfolding, because the shift, it's already started. Now, if you want a more detailed version of yourself or add some tarot to this, please let me know. Otherwise, have a beautiful, beautiful day, and we will see you in the next one.